Hi, you're watching Emma B TV, the show if you want to build an online business to create more profit and freedom doing what you love. I am Emma Bond, I'm a business strategist and mentor, and I work with coaches, creatives, and service-based entrepreneurs to help them to grow an online business in a way that is both strategic and soul-aligned, so that the end result is a business that is intentional, it's profitable, and it's scalable, but also it feels good in the process. So today I want to talk about what happens when high achievers start to underachieve. So the women that I work with in my events and my mentoring programs, they have likely been high achievers their whole lives, ever since they started to crawl, because they have got what it takes to go out there and set up their own business. They've left their excuses at the door and they have followed their dreams. But sometimes when they've been running their business for a couple of years and they come to me and they feel as though things are not going the way that they planned, and they feel like they're not getting results in their business, and they start to doubt themselves because they feel like they're not achieving. And for someone that's a high achiever to feel like they're not achieving, it can massively have an impact on your self-esteem and your confidence and all of those things. So I wanted to share with you my experience as an entrepreneur and how this has affected me and how I see this showing up in my clients when I first start working with them. So if you're feeling like you're not achieving, here's some of the things that would be good to reflect on right now. The first one is that you're not focusing and prioritizing. This is one of the dangers with being an entrepreneur, is that you have so many creative ideas all the time that you're always looking for like the next shiniest thing that you can do, because you have so many different ideas and you want to pursue it all. And the danger in doing that is that you stretch yourself so thin that you don't actually have any kind of focus on actually finishing things. And this is one of the things that I see in entrepreneurs a lot, is they're not always great completer finishers. They love starting things, they love kicking it off, but they don't necessarily like all of the kind of day-to-day stuff, which they see as boring. So my advice is to focus on 1 or 2 key projects every 90 days. And this is how I structure my business. I have a couple of projects that I'm running and I focus all of my energy and my soul into that, and then I move on to the next one. So that's the first thing to try. The other thing that I see a lot, particularly in the online space, when people start to underachieve in their business, is because they're doing this. You know what I mean? The social strumming, the constant checking out what everybody else is doing, distracted by some new flashy webinar that's come up, or someone suddenly hit the live button and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got to go and see what that person's up to. So my advice is that when you are working on your own projects, close down your browser windows, switch off the noise that's going on, because it is just noise and it's going to make you lose your focus on what you should be doing. So by all means, put a chunk of your day in there for social. So catching up on your messages, posting your own social content, but don't leave those browser windows open, because when that little red notification comes up in the top right-hand corner, that you're going to instantly be like, oh my gosh, what's that? What's happening in my Facebook feed? What's happening in my Instagram feed? So shut off the noise, okay? The next thing is reprogramming your default response from yes, of course, no problem, what time do you want me, to let me get back to you on that, okay? This is one of the things that I have struggled with the most over the years, because I want to help people. And this is the thing, as an online coach, a lot of people come into the industry because they love helping people. I love to help people. And therefore, when someone asks me to do something, my default response is always, yeah, sure. How can I help? And this is gonna be such a time sucker if you can't get out of this default, yes, sure, no problem, when do you want me? Because not every opportunity that comes up for you is going to be a good opportunity. So you need time sometimes to just think about, okay, I have this amazing offer, but is it aligned with what I'm working on right now, or is it actually going to be a distraction? So giving yourself a default answer of let me get back to you, it's not saying no. You're not letting anybody down. You're just giving yourself a chance to reflect on, is this something I want to be spending my time doing right now? And if the answer is yes, by all means go for it. If the answer is, do you know what, maybe now's not the right time, then it's okay to say, do you know what, I don't think that I could do that thing that you want me to do justice right now. So can I, perhaps look at doing something in the future? That is all you have to say, okay? So what else I have here? Okay, this is a big one. Staying connected. Not to your technology, not to your laptop, not to your iPhone or whatever else device you're using to run your business, but actually stay connected to people. Because this is what's happening in the online space, is that we can spend so much time like this all the time, or this, and yet we are connected to everybody in our social media all the time, and yet we start to lose connection with the real people that are in our inner circle who are around us every day, because we're sitting on the sofa with our loved ones and all we can see is like this, like the back of a phone. And we're not making time to phone our grandma or go out for coffee with mum or dad or whatever it is. We're not making time to actually nurture those connections with people that make us feel really good and, help us to grow as people. So it's really important that you do take time away from being connected to your devices to actually be connected to people. So important. I cannot stress this one enough. And the next one that I want to talk about is perfectionism. Guilty? Yes. So guilty of this, okay? Perfectionism can absolutely kill your productivity because you're so focused on getting everything spot on that you end up getting nothing done. And somebody very wise once said to me that done is better than perfect. So you have to be prepared to sometimes just let stuff go. What you know to be perfect, everyone else around you doesn't know what that thing looks like in your head. So even if you're giving 80% of what you have, it's so much better than good enough half the time, because most people, they don't even know what perfection looks like in your head. So don't let it get in the way of getting stuff done. Take action, tick things off the list, and you will feel so much better, like you're really, really achieving, as opposed to having everything spot on all the time. Okay, and my last tip then, just to round this up, is to get rid of the sad suckers from your life, okay? And this could be people, this could be things that you're doing, projects you're working on, anybody that just makes you feel like there's negative energy, like you don't enjoy spending time around that person, they don't light you up, that project makes you feel like every time you have to do it, you dread it. If that's the way you feel about certain people or certain things that you're doing in your life, get rid of it. You have to in order to make room for what is amazing in your life and your business, you have to sometimes get rid of the stuff that's just good. If you really want to make space, time, energy, money, all of those things, sometimes you have to get rid of the sad suckers. And sometimes it's hard because sometimes those people can be the people that are closest to you. And I understand that, you can't just cut certain people out of your life, but you can set boundaries around yourself and your energy and your time and what you're willing to be available for, and what you're willing to stand for as well. If there's certain people that just just have that ability to call you up and then you put the phone down and you feel like, okay, well, I really wish I hadn't even answered that phone call, then maybe don't answer that phone call in that minute, because whatever their issue is that they've phoned you to have a moan about, then it's likely that it's going to pass by the time you call them back. So if you can relate to this at all, please let me know in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, please share it. Please leave me a little note in the comments below, or let me know that you like this. And for more great content, please subscribe to my channel above. I am going to be coming to you every Tuesday with more great tips and advice on how you can create more profit and freedom in your life doing what you love. See you later.